Okay, you guys, now we are in the office of Pastor Darren Gatso of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Pastor Gatso, thank you so much for having Fashion Studio 7 here with us today. Now, we've been on the streets, and we've been asking this important question about 2012. What's going to take place in 2012? Is there going to be any catastrophe and destruction of the world? Now, we also introduced the concept of the 7 churches in the book of Revelation, 2 and 3. Now, you're a Seventh-day Adventist pastor.
Yes.
You're correct, okay. Now, the Seventh-day Adventist Church is known for their eschatology and understanding the books of Daniel and Revelation.
We follow an understanding of these Bible prophecies that's called the historicist or historical view, meaning that we understand those prophecies start in the time of the prophet, and they give a basic outline of in broad sweep events and things that are going to happen right up through till the end of this world, which we believe is the coming of Jesus Christ. So one of those sections of prophecy is these 7 churches in Revelation 2 and 3. Near the beginning of that are these messages to these 7 churches. These were 7 actual cities in the area of Ephesus, where John was a leader in the church for a long time. He was given these messages for these 7 churches, which obviously had specific meaning to those local areas at that time. But since early Christian times, the Bible scholars also understood in these messages that there was also a prophecy included in this, that these 7 churches represented 7 periods of time in which the Christian church would go through, which went from the early days of the Christian church, John's time, right through to the end of the world, to the end of the age, to the time when Christian belief is that Jesus Christ would come again. Throughout the Bible, and specifically in these prophecies, the number 7 over and over again is a number of completeness, of excellence, of fulfillment. And so here you have 7 churches. And we would understand the Bible prophecy to indicate that in the last 160, 70 years, we've been living in this time of this last church. It was a church written, or a letter written to a church in a place called Laodicea, and that the experiences and the warnings and the counsel that are described to that last church represent the reality of what's happening with the church and with the world in the last period. Is it going to go to 2012? Is it going to go to 2013? Is it going to stop in 2011? Most often the Bible doesn't nail in specific dates like that, because we don't tend to do so well with dates. If I know it's, December 21, 2012, what does that mean? I wait till, maybe next November and then do what? Try to get really good or something? The Bible always says the best approach to life, it always says today is the day of salvation. The best deal is choose how you're going to live your life properly. Make your decisions now, because Al, you and I, we don't know if we're going to be alive by 2012. Right. We don't know, right? So the Bible, instead of focusing on a specific date and saying, wait till last minute and then get serious then, the Bible gives hope. It says, put your life under the direction of God's instructions. Let Him be the one who can save you. Let Him be the one who can lead your life. Then you don't have to worry about it. The Bible also doesn't picture that things are going to just get better and nicer. Mm-hmm. The Bible picture is that as things come to a head at the end, there's a kind of a growing chaos and conflict. And it depicts the only hope to get through that is to have your life under the control and under the blessing of God.
What other parts in the Bible talks about the conditions at the last days? You're saying that things aren't going to get better. Are kids going to get better? Are they going to be more obedient? Are things going to be more law-abiding? What's it going to be like?
In the 7th church, it basically shows even God's people as kind of not caring as much as they should, kind of just going along, going through the motions. The picture often is that, the family structure is somewhat broken down, disjointed, often a lot of conflict and controversy. The picture is not always pretty, and for all of the great things that we do in our world to fix everything, it seems that everything we fix, there's more problems. That doesn't mean there's no hope for life now. God offers good and promising life now. He provides principles that can help restore families and restore relationships and give you good health and a good mental outlook. There's a lot of positive stuff there, But the picture in the Bible is not that, we as a human race will figure out all of our problems and develop an answer and a cure for everything, and everything will ultimately be happy in this present state. That's not the picture. The picture is the only real hope ultimately is a Savior, someone coming and taking us away from it.